Hey everybody, it's Roxanne checking in. For those of you who don't know what my videos are about, I have multiple sclerosis and I've had it for 10 years going on 11 before you know it. And I like to spend time shedding light on the positive things and the things that we can do and the life that we can live if we just really, have an attitude of gratitude, being grateful that we have air in our lungs every day. Because you don't think about those things because your whole body is fighting with you. And, honestly, most recently I had such a severe fatigue attack for the last couple of days. I can't, to give you an idea for people who don't understand, like, oh yeah, so you're tired. No, your hair is tired. Your whole person is exhausted. And there's no remedy. You just sit there and you lay like bacon until your body gets over it. So anyways, I did a video some time ago about a fundraiser, and it had a whole lot to do with the CCSVI treatment, and then also it had a lot to do with how I was able to kind of see God move in my life. And I spoke about this this fundraiser I did, and how there were moments where we weren't sure if it was the thing that we needed to spend all the money that we've raised on. And that very same week we were mulling over the whether or not to do it or to do it or to reallocate. God saw fit to sit one of my fundraisers right next to a gentleman on his way back from the treatment. If you think about the sheer math and the odds of all of that, it's insane. But he had nothing but positive things. His name was Dale Harris, and he was such a nice man. He said, you know what, I went out for me, but really I was testing it out so my daughter can go. And I feel great. And you're young. You should try this. It's amazing. And so I was crazy enough. And then fundraising kind of blew up and it went bananas. And then, I go over this in the other video, but I thought I would just do a little quick review. And then an even crazier thing happens. My landlord comes over and says, hey, my niece, she has MS and she just did that treatment, the CCSVI treatment. So it was like another nod to encouragement into doing what everything's been coming together to do. And I called her and I started talking to her, and she started telling me a story that sounded very familiar but kind of backwards. And she says, my dad went out before to make sure it was safe, and then I went out. I said, what's your dad's name? And she says, Dale. And I go, Dale Harris? And she goes, oh my God. And then oh my God. And we probably did that for about 10 minutes because we couldn't believe the odds that the guy on the airplane was the father of my landlord's niece, and God was working in every avenue of my life. So when this was happening, I thought, well, yeah, I'm getting healed, dude. You see this stuff. And I saw people do amazing things for this fundraiser from everybody from different cultures, from different races, different belief systems. And how a Muslim lady paid for 2 weeks of hotel stay for us in New York where the treatment was happening, and just everything was so beautiful. And then I did it, and it didn't work for me. And at first I was bummed, and because I wanted to do cartwheels, but then I realized I have an understanding that people spend their whole lives to see. I got to see God move, dude. But this story isn't even about that. I go to a program where I get some physical therapy stuff and some different activities that normally I wouldn't be able to do, adaptive stuff. And it was crazy because I come into the building and sitting down, and there were all these young kids there, and I guess they were volunteers from Regis High School. And there were about 10 of them. And they were so helpful and so sweet, but I think they were there to get a real idea of, how life can be and how you can be of support to people. And I sat down and I started talking to this kid, Jose, and we had kind of an art thingy together, and he showed me his paintings, I showed him my paintings, and then I said, you know what, I'm I'm going to share my story of the fundraiser, of the guy, of the daughter, of the, and I mean, I did. I just let it all out there. And he goes, oh my God, oh my God. And I tell him, I say, you know, hey dude, it's a good story, but I don't know if it's that good. And he goes, no, I don't want to take away from your story, but I'm 16 and I just got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And I needed to hear this story. I needed to know that life was bigger than this disease. And it broke my heart. This young man, how do you even start? Like, I'm a grown up and I'm still fighting every day not to be a crybaby, but maybe none of it was for me in the first place. All the fundraising, all the big amazing God moments. Maybe it wasn't for me at all. Maybe it was so I could share with this kid. And he was so amazing. And you know what's funny is we still talk, we still connect. And he went to college in Seattle, and now he's not a kid anymore. He's like a young man. And he's so sweet, and we're both kind of happy we have an understanding of each other. And we had that moment, that very special moment. And he watched some of my videos and he says, you know, if you want, when I get back out to Colorado, I can help you do some. And I think he was kind of doing a thing like, you know, your production's a little crap. But really, I'm using my phone, and I don't use a selfie stick. It's kind of like a silent, not so silent, you know, thing where I don't want to get involved in a selfish stick, because who knows? The madness would ensue. So anyways, all these pieces came together, and it was a thing that was supposed to happen. And how do you deny? And where do you draw the line of it being a coincidence or it being a God moment? So that's my story for today. And it's all real, and it all happened to me. And that's probably why I'm crazy. But God is good if you just pay attention. And let's just have an attitude of gratitude, if nothing else. Be happy you wake up every day with air in your lungs. Okay, MSers. I'm going to check out, but I hope somebody gets reached by this whole message. Somebody gets touched in their heart and they feel like they have a relationship with God, you know? So anyways, thank you, and I'll check in later.